I don't know how every day seems to get worse for Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it does. They seem to not know what they're doing right now whatsoever. They are delaying the game internally. I'm told from an employee over there that they don't even know what to do. They don't have the resources to really redo the game, and yet they're being told to redo the game. And everybody's scrambling in different directions, thinking they're going to get fired. And I've got some new exclusive information from inside Ubisoft, which I'll let you guys know in just a moment after we go through what's happening on That Park Place, talking about this as well. Great news website. If you guys don't follow them, you should. It's thatparkplace.com. All right, my name is John Delarose, and I am covering all the Assassin's Creed Shadows drama and more as we fight the culture war here on my channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us. And I do live streams periodically. We go every Thursday night at 4 p.m. YouTube really does not like to show my live streams, so make sure to hit the bell too so you don't miss those. I'm also a creator myself. I don't just talk about things on here. It's kind of my main job, which is doing comic creation right here. And I am making an alternative to Star Wars Warhammer 40K through comics and novels, which is called the Terran Imperium Chronicles. This is my latest. It's called The Hidden Emperor, and it is available for pre-order. I just delivered all of it to my backers. If you guys are one of those, look for an email from BackerKit via the digital rewards, and we're going to be getting the print going very, very soon. So the store is still open for a bit while I do that, and I would hope you'd come in on this. Check out some great content. This is a lot of fun. People are telling me this is one of the best comics they've ever read already, and I would love for you to check this out. It's in the description below. I have all of my comics on here. I'm quite the prolific writer, and I appreciate you for being there. All right. So this is what we have with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're saying that they're going to change Yasuke's story and how he's portrayed in it. I've heard all sorts of things from internally in the company. They're spitballing right now. They don't know what's going on. They don't know the end result of it. There's been talk of trying to remove Yasuke entirely. There's talk of putting in a new protagonist, but they also feel like they can't the way things are structured. Basically, this is an open world type of game like Ubisoft often does. And so the very beginning of it, the first couple chapters are a linear sort of story, and it really focuses around the Yasuke narrative. So it's kind of difficult to remove on that level before you get to that open world kind of situation. But they're talking about using this to change the story and how he's portrayed, which would make things a little bit difficult. They, of course, announced the delay last week. It's going to be allegedly coming out February 14th, 2025. Now, what I'm told is that's a placeholder, and that they're going to delay this much further. They're not even in a spot to do this, and they're trying to, I guess, fix the game because they know that gamers are rejecting this at this point, and it really is. The rejection was talked about here. It only had about 7% of the pre-order numbers of Valhalla during the same time period. Now, Valhalla had a big sales. Of course, we know that ended up selling 20 million copies over the first year or so. But the game was something everybody hailed and loved. So 77%, I mean, if we're talking even at the beginning numbers, it's a really difficult sort of thing that's going on right here. And Demian talked about this on his channel. 7% is a huge drop-off on this level. Now, he talked about this, and Stuttering Craig also talked about his rumor about the sales, and he said that as of this morning, nationwide big box chain Assassin's Creed Shadow had less than 800 pre-orders combined in 900 stores. That's less than one pre-order per store. So people have definitely rejected this game, and they are panicking over there. Absolutely panicking over there. So Ubisoft's in major trouble, and we know this. Their stock price tanked, but at the same time, they're kind of in a position where they have to release something because these AAA games get funded, and this was told by a video game industry insider to me too, by loans that are given to the company to develop them to begin with. So their loans come due, they have to pay them off. So they're kind of forced to release games in order to get that done at some point. So they can't delay this indefinitely, which is the kind of the catch-22 that they're in at this point. The game is not at a stage that it needs to be for release, is what Tom Henderson said of Insider Gaming. And I'm told there have been some tweaks to the gameplay mechanics and elements that are going to take time to incorporate. And he says that the polishing of the game that they're working on includes changing some of Yasuke's story and how he's portrayed in the game, fixing architectural details. This is the Chinese assets that they were using that pissed off the Japanese gamers, and ensuring the game is historically grounded while fitting into the Assassin's Creed universe. So they are actually, it looks like, listening to the Japanese, who really came in hard on this. And there was a petition on change.org to cancel the game entirely, saying it was a bastardization of Japanese culture. And a lot of it was because of just the architectural stuff that they screwed up on this. And of course, the fact that Yasuke was not a samurai, and the guy who they based the sort of fanfic on history that they said it was that said he was a samurai turned out to be a complete fraud, and that just sent them scrambling, of course. He also showed that Ubisoft is not as dedicated to historical accuracy as multiple developers have claimed. He said the historical experts were brought onto the project much later than usual for a project of this magnitude, and that miscommunication between teams cutting corners when it came to the approval process of assets to meet deadlines resulted in many of the historical and cultural concerns. He also indicated that Ubisoft's management had ignored their own developers who had been calling for the delay. He stated 7 developers working on the project said they have been pushing for a delay for some time, and their situation had been heard at the other studios and the company. His information appears to corroborate other rumors surrounding the game's delay. Brazilian YouTuber said it was a buggy mess. The problem that's going on inside is a very simple one. The game's buggy, which is something that is traditional to Assassin's Creed series, right? Especially when they're making this transition in internal technology. Assassin's Creed Unity was very dramatic. Assassin's Creed Origins had a lot of problems at the time of launch. And AC Shadows offers a change of internal technology within the game that was likely causing these bugs. So it's not completely a new thing, right? A buggy launch of Assassin's Creed. But there's a very marked difference in the days of Unity and the days of Origins. Ubisoft was safer. Ubisoft was calm. In September 2024, Ubisoft had its Star Wars Outlaws flop, a game that they expected would completely explode into being one of the biggest titles of the year. And from the looks of it, I think this is wrong. He says it sold okay. It dropped off the charts, my friends. This sold very poorly for a Star Wars game, especially. Really shows that the Star Wars brand is dead, and that Ubisoft not really taking care for their games has caused a lot of problems. And so this having a big loss for them puts a lot of pressure on Ubisoft right now. We've known their stock price has dropped. We know that there's a lot of problems out there. Now, my insider contacted me this morning to tell me a little bit more about what's going on with this. And here's what I know from them. They're actually scared that there's going to be a lawsuit over Assassin's Creed Shadows, because in Japan, cultural stuff could lead to that kind of a thing. And with that lawsuit, that would sink Ubisoft at this level, because they're already in a lot of problems. Now, the current crop that owns this, that owns the majority stake in Ubisoft, which is a publicly traded company at the moment, is actually trying to prep the company for sale, and is trying to just offload it. And so they want to not have as much damage as possible, and want to have a different investor group just buy this. And so they want to position this into a spot where they'll be okay. If they have a lawsuit, obviously that's not going to be happening, and that's going to just kill a lot of what Ubisoft's got going forward. So they see that this portrayal in Japan could cause that. And they've got this situation where, and this is the words they use, is that, remember the Cleopatra Netflix movie that was just totally historically inaccurate and just was an embarrassment for them. They're very, very afraid that that's actually going to be happening here. And they think if that happens, they'll be going not only just dropping stock and things like that, unable to sell the company, but they think that the company would actually go fully bankrupt if this was the case. So it's much worse for Ubisoft than it seems. Again, this is somebody from Ubisoft who's telling me this from internally, has been giving me a lot of information on this topic as it's been going along as well. So that's some breaking news on that. Fear of a lawsuit is the main problem here. It's something that is absolutely crazy, but it's potentially a problem for them for real. We'll see what happens as this goes along. I can't imagine even at this level that this game can be fixed in the time period that they're saying. And if they don't have the resources because they're deployed on other projects, really they're just going to be putting some Band-Aids on a giant gaping open wound that is a massive problems. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for being there so much, and thank you for supporting my Hidden Emperor graphic novel. I really appreciate you guys for supporting our channel, supporting our artistic efforts. It's been amazing. It's in the description below. Grab it today if you haven't. You'll really appreciate it, and I appreciate you.